We're going to take a look at some of the various laser options for the Glock pistol. The Glock specifically, these aren't generic lasers, these will be ones that are designed to fit the Glock. We have a couple of different ones here. We've done a review like this in the past, but what prompted this new one, or this look at the subject again, is I finally had a chance to take a look at the new Crimson Trace LG 417. So this is the model that fits with all the full-size Glock frames. Of course they have different models for the different frames, and this isn't a new one to the market. It just happens to be the first one I'm going to have a chance to take a look at. So I thought I would bring out a couple of pistols here. We've got this Glock 23, which is a 40 caliber compact model, and it's got the older style Crimson Trace. We'll compare it to that one. We've got a 24, which is the longest model Glock, again in 40 caliber. We have this model 35, which is the second longest one. This one has a Surefire X200 weapons light, no laser on that one. Then we've got the 22, which is the standard size 40 cal. To compare, we have the Glock laser light combo. It's called the GLT22, and it's got a fading light and a laser. So let's take a look first at the LG 417 from Crimson Trace. They'll come with a set of batteries, all your lawyer warnings. More importantly though, it'll come with the tools to adjust and install the laser. You also get a sticker and some paperwork. Just a quick note on their batteries. They do last forever. Their manual says they'll have a 4-year or 4-hour run time and a 5-year shelf life or something like that. I've had that set for at least 4 years, and as often as you end up using the lasers, the batteries are almost lifetime batteries. However, they are replaceable, and Crimson Trace goes along with the Surefire philosophy of offering the batteries at a lower price, or without a lot of markup, so that you're not discouraged from buying their products that use batteries. So I would not be at all concerned about the batteries on a laser like this one. Like I say, it gives you 2 batteries. They fit in flush and just fit between the frame and the laser. It's easy to replace them by just taking it off the firearm like I did, and like I said, they're going to last for many years when you do replace them, if there's not some sort of a promotion going. I've seen promotions with Crimson Trace where they replace your batteries for free, so check out your gun stores for stuff like that. And again, even if you do have to pay to replace them, you're not talking about a very expensive item. Now we've got our laser. So it's going to shoot out very close to the bore axis. We've got just a small laser module here molded into the plastic. Once it's activated, you can see that it shoots out right alongside the laser, or right alongside the barrel. And the beam is visible out to maybe 50 yards at night, 25 yards at night. Close in though, even during daylight. Pretty bright lighting here, and you can definitely see that laser stand out. You can see after a few years the battery gets a little dull, but I'll put new batteries in this one and it'll be just as bright as this one. First impressions, without taking it to the range yet, are that it's very easy to hold the firearm. There's just a little bit of difference here where your fingertips are. I don't feel it much at all on this side. I guess it is making a little bit of difference. If anything though, I think it's given me a couple of areas more to grip onto. So ergonomics wise, very impressive. As far as activating the laser, I'm not doing anything. I'm just grabbing the pistol and it's going on. I can consciously turn it off if I want to, but it's basically just on when I grab the pistol. Good stuff. So let's compare that again to the older model. Biggest difference, of course, is this one wraps around the back, this one wraps around the front. Batteries are basically in the same location. Now on this one, there's not a way to turn off the laser. For example, if I was traveling or if it was getting turned on in my pocket somehow, there's not a real easy way to turn off the laser. On the new model, this pad here is a disconnect, and I just touched it and now the laser will not work. But if I touch the lock again, the laser works. So it's very easy, yet it's covered so it's not going to accidentally be turned off. Actuators are about the same. It's basically a button with a little rubber nub in the middle to make it easy to press. Same thing going on here, rubber button with a little nub in the middle. The laser modules are quite a bit slimmer on the new one, on the left there, and more dramatically, when you look at them from this angle, the laser modules were quite a bit bigger on the first models. That only becomes an issue when you're racking the slide, so it depends on if if you're a right-handed shooter and you bring your hand up this way to rack the slide, you could potentially consider that an issue. I don't. Another method of training brings your firearm up this way, and in that case, when your thumb is on this side of the slide, no problems. As far as left-handed shooters, it's right where your thumb is going to be anyway, so no matter how you rack the slide, at least for me, when I'm shooting left-handed, no problems at all with the laser on either older model or the newer model. As far as in a holster, you shouldn't have any problems as long as your holster isn't very tight on the tolerances on your grip on for a right-handed shooter on the inside, because it does add a little bit here, no more than the old one did. But on a leather or nylon holster, I can't imagine any problems at all. As far as CCW goes, it's not a lot of bulges or anything. Real smooth, easy to get to, solid on the firearm. Definitely a worthwhile addition to a CCW firearm in my opinion. We'll compare that all briefly to the Glock Laser Light combo. We've done full reviews of this and I'll just link to those, but very briefly, you've got a selector here between all off. Again, for travel, you can flip the switch and nothing's going to happen. You can go to just the light, so light on, light off, by flipping the switch here. You can go to both light and laser, which basically turns them both on with the flip of the switch. Or you can go to just laser, so no illumination, just the laser. This is obviously designed to go on the accessory rail. Very easy to install. This will actually work on all models, and almost every model of pistol that has an accessory rail, but it's made to go with the Glocks. It's unique in the fact that its batteries are vertical as opposed to most of them are horizontal, which create wide footprints on a holster. This one is a battery on top of the other battery, so very narrow, very easy to use. For this one, if you wanted to compare just the lasers, we'll flip it to its laser mode, so when we turn it on, the laser comes out. This one, to activate it, you extend your trigger finger and you just tap the switch, laser comes on, tap it again, laser comes off. Or with your other hand, you can do it with your thumb. So pretty simple to engage or disengage, but not really as simple as something that happens as you grip the pistol. Price-wise, I think they're probably fairly comparable. Obviously, these only work with the large frame Glock models, so if I wanted to drop down to the compact size, this laser won't fit on the full size. This full size laser won't fit on the compact or the subcompact size. So these are specific to the firearm. This one can go on any firearm with an accessory rail. Just real quick to kind of a hybrid between all these. This one is not a laser, it's just the light, but because it has the remote DG switch, I thought I'd mention it, that this gives you sort of the best of both worlds. If you're not so worried about the laser, but you're just looking for a light, and you like the idea of the activation done by the grip, then this is another option for you. They do make models of Surefire with a laser, much more expensive than any of these. Of course, they're going to work probably with most pistols with an accessory rail. The remote switches are specific because of the shape of trigger guards. They're specific to the make and model. In other words, if you had a 1911, you would have a different remote switch than you would for a Glock or a SIG. So that's a brief introduction to 3 lasers, a couple of lights for the Glock, and a more detailed look at the Crimson Trace 417 for the full-size Glock pistol. Thanks for watching.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.